Ever since that day, you had been avoiding him. He seemed fine with it, from what you could gauge, as his emotions had been pretty stable. Sometimes, however, you could feel the frustration build up within him, but you couldn't really tell why he was feeling it. You had just assumed that he was struggling with the hero course, which you heard was particularly hard and stressful for the students. Your days continued on normally. Although the majority of your thoughts were filled about him, he was rather popular in school, and there was always talk among your classmates about how good-looking he was, how they wished he was their soulmate, how he rejected everyone who confessed to him. Somehow, you found yourself wandering near his classroom quite often. You were wondering, if you were to bump into him, would you be able to strike up a conversation? One day, you did though, but he wasn't alone. He was with his group of friends again, with his hands in his pockets. You couldn't help but admire how handsome he was as you stared at him in awe. Yet, like a deer in the headlights, you were frozen in place, because you knew this was your opportunity to talk to him. He paused when he noticed you standing there, eyes focused on you with an unreadable expression. All of his friends' eyes were on you too, and the green-haired boy, who you recognized as Midoriya Izuku from the sports festival, had spoken next. "Todoroki-kun?" he questioned. "What's up? Do you know her?" "Yeah," he spoke, and then took a few steps forward. "You all can go on ahead. I want to talk to her for a little." "Okay, we'll wait for you at the cafeteria then," Uraka said, and the group walked off, eyes gravitating towards you curiously. You looked down, not making eye contact with anyone. He didn't even want to introduce you to his friends, so of course, he didn't want to acknowledge you as his soulmate. You didn't personally compliment him anyways, with how quiet and shy you were. What more did you expect? Todoroki let out a sigh, and I looked at him in surprise. He looked and felt annoyed. "You're doing it again." "What?" you questioned. "Overthinking things," he answered. "What is it that's making you so worried?" "Everything." But he didn't have to know that. "Are you worried about me?" You couldn't help but ask. "Your feelings are troublesome to me," he replied. "I'm just wondering why it is you're so upset all the time." "All the time?" Your cheeks were burning. You knew you weren't the best at hiding your emotions, but you didn't think he was paying that close attention to them. "I'm sorry my feelings are such a burden." You apologized, genuinely feeling bad. Perhaps hated being bombarded with your emotions. "I'll try not to be so upset anymore." "It's not that," he sighed again. You felt his annoyance grow bigger, and it made you feel even worse. You didn't have to force yourself to repress your emotions. "I'm just curious, that's all." "I just like to think a lot." You made up an excuse, which wasn't too far from the truth. You wanted to stop talking about yourself, so you prompted the next statement. "I'm glad you're feeling happier though." Todoroki's eyes widened. He felt surprised, although I suppose he would, since you were also invading his emotions. "I don't know what happened these past few months," you went on, and then let out a small smile, "but it seems like you found peace in yourself. I'm happy that you found your answer." There was a silence after that, and then you grew nervous when he didn't reply. You didn't feel angry or irritated with your words, though. You felt almost warm. There was a relaxed look on his face, and your heart was skipping beats at this point. "LN, do you want to eat lunch with us?" He then asked in a softer tone, changing the subject. "Huh?" You let out a noise of confusion. "It's just that I've noticed you've been sitting alone every day lately," he commented. "You noticed that?" Your cheeks burned brightly again as you explained yourself. "Well, all of my friends have found their soulmates, so they've been hanging around their boyfriends and girlfriends instead." "I see," was all he said. You mumbled out, and played with your fingers nervously. "If you and your friends don't mind then, I would love to sit with you all." Todoroki shook his head. "I don't mind at all, and I'm sure the others won't mind either." "Okay," he said almost excitedly. This was your chance to make new friends. Even if he didn't want to introduce you as his soulmate, you could at least stay closer to him. Maybe you'd be even invited to walk home with him and his friends. With that, the two of you walked to the cafeteria together. You were nervous, but you were trying to repress your emotions so that you didn't burden Todoroki. You really liked him. Were your feelings requited though?